Isaac standing by with somewhat of a basketball historian, Leaf.
Curtis J. Phillips writes baskesball in Canada, has covered the NBA for years, and is in town to write a piece on Andrew Wiggins, maybe the biggest export Canada has had to NCAA basketball in quite some time.
And many, many years, and it's hoopla heaven here, Leaf. You know, Andrew Wiggins, a lot of pressure on this young man from Vaughan, Ontario, and undue pressure in a way, because on Sports Illustrated, they put him on the cover with Danny Manning, which is fine, but with Wilt Chamberlain, for a young man to live up to that is amazing. He's had a great freshman season so far, but once again, the comparison between Canadian basketball and American basketball, no comparison. The hoopla here is just incredible.
We know the hysteria he caused here in Lawrence, Kansas, and really nationwide. What is it like for him in Canada? Does he have the same following north of the border as he does here?
Well, to put it this way, we have the Toronto Raptors, which each home game is seen. Each and every game of KU Jayhawks is shown from coast to coast in Canada. So that shows you how important Andrew Wiggins is to Canada. So right now you see Canadians walking around in 50-degree below weather instead of wearing toques, they're wearing KU hats.
Really? Now, is there anything to compare to this in Canada? I mean, when he was in high school, say, and playing high school games, were there big crowds that followed him at that point, or when did the hysteria really hit with Andrew Wiggins?
Well, I think that there was no hysteria because his first 2 years he played in Vaughan, Ontario, and then he transferred to the States. And then when he started getting the status, the Gatorade Player of the Year, the All-American McDonald's, the Naismith Award, all those awards combined in one, 4 awards in the hoopla. As we were talking here, his mother Olympian, and his father an NBA star. So he has the genes, but once again, a lot of pressure on this young man. The big difference in Canada is we like to emphasize student athlete. So we like to see our students go 4 years before they go to pros, but money speaks volumes. And I was talking to one of the people here at KU, and they say only 1 year for Andrew, but hoopla at his best once again.
You're right about basketball all over the world, really. You were telling me a story about James Naismith, who, of course, is near and dear to KU fans' hearts. Tell me a little bit about your research on Dr. Naismith.
Well, about 30 years ago, in all the books you read, it says Dr. James A. Naismith. I followed that belief also. I got a phone call from his surviving daughter, Helen Dodd, in St. Louis. She said, my dad never had the middle initial A. So I went on a pilgrimage of sorts for the last 30 years. I've been writing to all the encyclopedias, doing the research. He was born in Almonte, Ontario. I got his birth certificate. It was never there. And so it just came by accident. He wrote James really quick, and the A stood out. And he saw that name. It didn't bother him, and it stood. But now they're slowly correcting the fact that James A. Naismith never had that middle initial. That's a fallacy.
We learn something every day. Curtis, thank you very much. We kept the thermostat low for you here on your visit here. It's normally not quite this cold here.
The heat right now, Leaf, in this amazing facility, it's hoops heaven for Canadian to come south.
Very nice talking to you. Enjoy your visit.
My friend. Thank you.
All right, Dave, we'll send it back to you. More to come from Allen Fieldhouse.
Leaf, thank you. Really? 50 below in Canada now? We need to stop whining about the weather.
We do. Kudos to Leaf. That was a great interview.
Yeah.
I mean, I learned more than I've learned about Andrew Wiggins all year, just in that